not one-dimensional. So there's a lot of things that, me personally, I fill them out come fight night, and if I feel I need to box him, I box him. If I feel I need to take it to him and stand toe-to-toe, I'll do that too. Like I said, I got an all-around game. I'm not one-dimensional. So there's a lot of things that I can do in the ring, and this week it'll show.
You were on First Take earlier in the week, and Teddy Atlas was sitting where you're sitting. I was sitting right there, and he called you the most instinctual fighter he's ever seen, which is like, what? There have been 100+ years of boxing. People have seen a million guys. Very rare for an old timer, for a guy who's been around for a while to say a guy who's presently fighting has the best instincts he's ever seen. What does that mean to you?
So you hating because you don't agree with him.
See, that's your pre-fight attitude, right?
I'm just saying, you don't agree.
Who said I didn't agree with him? I didn't tell you if I agreed or not.
Well, you talking like you don't.
Well, no.
Do you agree with him?
Do I agree? I think that you're among them. You have great instincks. I would have to think about whether you're Wilfred Benitez had incredible. There are lots of guys with great instincts.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it's like when you single a guy out and say the best, and you're skipping over 100+ years of fighters. That's not hating, brother. That's just real. But he said that about you. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it just tells where my skill level at, and instincts is something that you can't teach. It's just something that's inside you, and it just happened off the fly when you inside the ring. And I just think it comes from repetition over and over and over. You just doing things, and sometimes you do things without even knowing that you're doing it.
And that's what Teddy was talking about, that you switch up without knowing you're doing it, stuff like that. When people call you like he's the best switch hitter maybe ever, because as has been pointed out, and we were here when Teddy said it, Hagler really fought out of we disagree about that. I saw Hagler switch plenty, but he basically fought out of a southpaw stance for the most part, whereas you really switch it up. Is that meaningful to you? Are you a guy who just says, oh, next fight, let me beat this guy up, next fight, let me beat this guy up? Or does your legacy and the way people think of you, 50 years from now, they'll be saying, who's the best guy who switched up ever? Terence Crawford. Is that meaningful?
I think that's what they say when my career is all done and over with. They will say Terence Crawford is the best switch hitter. I don't think nobody in the sport of boxing have done what I've done in switching. That's just simple, period. Marvin Hagler, whoever. I don't think nobody fought to the level of the caliber that I've been fighting at. I can box southpaw, I can bang southpaw, I can box orthodox, I can bang orthodox. Normally when a person not fighting his normal stance, he gives up something, and I don't feel like I'm giving up anything when I switch. The shots and releasing and his mind, Floyd outthink anybody in there. Errol Spence, he can box, but at the same time, he kind of uses size to his advantage. Pacquiao, he uses speed and movement and his power to advantage. But when you look at me, you say, all right, he can outthink you, he can outpunch you, he can move on you, he can bang with you. I think that's what makes me different than other fighters. It's kind of hard to put me in the conversation with the all-time greats, being that they all had dancing partners. They all had all those top fighters that was fighting each other that would allow them to be great. I didn't beat some good fighters in my days, but at the same time, it wasn't no pound for pound against pound for pound. It wasn't no Hagler versus Hearn or no. Those fights are the fights that elevate you to being one of the greatest that there is. And I didn't have those big names to share the ring with. It's win or get carried out on the stretcher for me. Either I'm gonna get you or you're gonna get me. Because at the end of the day, it's a fight, and that's what we come to do. So when in doubt, it's gonna be me or you. If I come out and the opponent cracks me, boom, and I eat it.
Oh, Kaliaskis comes forward, and Bud Crawford was hurt. And they're ruling that a slip.
When I hit the canvas, you know, some people would say, oh, he got dropped. Some people would say, oh, well, he got pushed down. Whatever the case may be, you know, I was mad. You know, and in my mind and in my heart, I was just like, I'm knocking this dude out. And my mind always said, if I take your punch, your best punch, then you in trouble. Now I know I can take your punch. I felt it. Now let's see if you can take mine. So then the fights begin.
Crawford comes in. There's a three-punch combination from the chin. Oh, and then...
Spence looks like the heavy-handed, natural.
10 knockouts in a row against who?
Some solid guys along the way. Sean Porter.
To be fair,
oh man, Sean Porter's daddy said I was gonna stop the fight before the fight. Didn't he say that?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
I think
No. What that meant was he was showing Sean he's still the boss. There was a power struggle going on in the ring. And what did Sean do when his dad did stop the fight? What did he do? He retired and didn't tell him. Asked him when the last time he talked to his dad. The night they was in the corner. He had not spoke to him anymore.
So Derrick.
So there was a power struggle going on. The father wanted to prove him that he still was the boss.
So that's not
Coach James.
What makes Terence Crawford so great?
He's a good fighter, man. Terence Crawford is a phenomenal athlete. Phenomenal athleticism. That's what it is. He's athleticism. But athleticism is always fleeting. Remember that. Athleticism is fleeting. And when you get to a certain point, whatever age it is, I don't know what it is, look at the other fighter that loves him to death. He talks about it. You know that guy? What's his name?
Tim Bradley.
He used to be a champ.
Tim Bradley.
No.
Andre Ward?
Undisputed champ. He talks about Errol like he's hard. No. The other one.
Tim Bradley?
Heavier.
He used to be undisputed?
There we go.
Roy Jones.
Oh.
Phenomenal athlete. Right? Athleticism left.
But, I mean, that's a fair point, but I think usually when people talk about it, the first thing they mention is IQ as opposed
Hey
to...
man, listen man, I'm telling you what I see. I mean listen, athleticism, he's very quick like a cat. His movement, very quick.
Have you already seen that decreasing?
No, his movement, very quick.
Have you already decreasing?
No, honestly, I think he's been looking great. He's been looking phenomenal. You're not decreasing, man. This shit is powerful.
Derrick.
So
does that mean he's got the speed advantage? He's got the edge and speed then? Because what you're talking about?
Listen, but speed is all about timing. Speed is phenomenal.
Time beats speed.
And my man right here, man.
Like somebody who switches stances, goes orthodox, southpaw. Do you feel like that?
Hey, let me stop that shit. That's some dumb shit. When you listen, when you boxing, that's some new shit, right? Listen, man. Okay, whatever, man. Nobody care about that stuff, man. You for real? Kell Brooks switched up, but he only did it twice. Most of these guys try that crap, man. Listen, man. Like this, if you prepare for it, what's your benefit? I mean, we prepare, but listen, man, that's some dumb shit, man. Listen. Boxing is about technique, not about more. Boxers today are more about athleticism.
Okay.
Athleticism, not about skill and technique. We're not saying Leonard wasn't athletic. We're saying he won with his skills. See what I'm saying? These guys win with their technique. They win with their athleticism, their speed, their quickness. When, like I said, some guys who have fought, when they lost their athleticism, they start getting knocked out, just like regular people. Just like everybody else. So what I'm saying is, listen, it's not saying Ray Leonard or Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea was very athletic, right? But he had boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? So these kids today generally they do everything athleticism and quickness, and speed, reaction time. And no technique. it takes a special kind of dude, man, to be athletic and be a fighter. It's crazy because yeah. But this is the thing about it. No, listen. But that athleticism is great. But when you got somebody with some good skills and technique with a good jab, that shit don't matter.
So you're saying that none of that matters. Switching up stances doesn't make a difference.
Man, I mean, to some, listen, man, think about this. This is what you gotta understand. To a top tier fighter, somebody who has skills and technique, I don't think it makes a difference. But like to a subpar fighter, it makes a difference. And also, if the corner can't figure out what to say to the fighter to get him back on track, then it's a whole lot of problems. But if the corner's ready for it, right, and the fighter's ready for it, because at the end of the day, you wait on him to do the shit you want. Okay, but one thing we know, what his style is, he'll break your ribs and he'll break your face. That's what his style is. That's a good style. I like that style. Listen. He breaks your ribs and he breaks their faces. Like, so see, from and people think that, and see, what they didn't see Errol do is all skill and technique and intelligence, man. Intelligence. They think like, oh, he's not switching up, man. That switching up stuff is cool for some people, but you guys, when you get in there with top level competition, doesn't work.
Well, people
get caught in the middle. Huh? You get caught in the middle. You get caught switching up. Right. See, the people today, I don't like to say this, but people today are dumbasses, right? Because they'll say you're a phenomenal fighter if you can switch, which is some asinine shit. You only switching because maybe the other thing is not working. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say it like this. First of all, he's throwing over 100-some punches around. All of the punches were hard. The punches were hard. You see what he did to his ribs, his face, broke his face, broke his nose. Listen, so, hey, man, that was contest. And listen, I don't know anybody in boxing who could take an ass whooping like that. That's for sure. I'm telling you, because I'm going to tell you why I said Ugas, because Ugas was the guy, I told him, I said, listen, you're not going to be able to beat this guy. You got to break him down. The whole camp, I was like, listen, we wanted to break him because there's no way. See, this guy escaped 6 times and got caught.
Jesus.
In Cuba. Yeah. 6 times. And on the 7th time, he got away. He's floating in the Gulf of Mexico for 2 days. He ends up in Mexico.
Wow.
This dude is like, who can beat this guy? You got to break this guy. You can't beat this guy.
Let me go back to the